Hi everyone, this is Gayle, and welcome to my Friday Frolics. I'm trying a new webcam today. Um, it's really funny how this works. My bank has a rewards program with their Visa card, which happens to be my debit card. So because I use my debit card for just about everything, I keep building up points, and I had enough points for a $100 gift certificate with of several gift cards from different places, and one of them was Best Buy. And I thought, well, there's always something I can get at Best Buy. And I've used it for a couple of small things, but I still had about $60 left on it. And I just decided to get me a new webcam and see how it works. See if if the HD is a little bit better. It should be. But I'm glad I'm here today. It's been a rough week for me emotionally. I may as well go ahead and talk about it. I'm sure some of you already know, but a lot of people don't. But I am a Fun Stampers Journey coach, and my inspiration and the person that I respected more than anything is Richard Garay, who is the president and co-founder of the company. And Richard was let go on Tuesday, and it was a real crush to a lot of people. A lot of people are upset. Richard did do a live video, a very emotional live video, explaining what happened, and I'm okay with what happened. I'm not okay with the way it happened, but I've just had a lot to wrap my mind around. My first reaction, my knee-jerk reaction, was to just quit Fun Stampers Journey, but then I thought, well, no, because this was Richard's dream to get this company going, and if I quit, then I'm helping to destroy his dream, if that makes any sense whatsoever to you. So I've decided to stick around and just see what happens. And Richard is still going to be out there. He's still going to be doing videos, and he's a trooper, and he will bounce back from this, I'm sure. But my heart has just been crushed. You would have to know Richard. I know he seems a little flamboyant and a little crazy sometimes in his videos, but as a person, he is just awesome. He is what any person would ever want as a quote-unquote boss. He is a man of God. He's an amazing father. He's a good husband to Gabby, and the two of them built this company from scratch in their garage. They started it in their garage. But as time went on, and as the company started growing, and as when he knew that he had to start going nationwide instead of just locally, he needed financial backing to do that. And unfortunately, he ended up selling. I'm not clear on whether it's his whole interest or just a majority interest of his company to an investor. And the CEO of Fun Stampers Journey is also a CEO for another company that's in the same industry. And then Richard was named the president. Gabby, I believe, is vice president, but they're co-founders of this company. So it's a lot of moral and ethical things going on right now. And like I said, my heart is aching for Richard because I love him so much. He's just such a super guy, and he loves us, and that's probably the problem. But in his video, he said that his superiors, and that could be the CEO or it could be the investor because they were both his superiors, had talked to him a couple of times about changing something. He didn't go into details, and out of respect for him, I don't need to know the details. But whatever it was going to make him not be who he was. So he always declined to make, to make these changes. And as a result, they let him go. And he's devastated. Gabby is devastated. Now, Gabby is still technically employed by Fun Stamper's Journey. She's been asked to stay. Richard's brother, Joe, is also one of the designers. He has been asked to stay, but I don't believe either one has made a final decision yet whether they will stay, because it would be awfully difficult for Gabby to go into that office every day without Richard. So my heart has been really sad. But I'm feeling better. I'm working my way through this, and it's a process. I'm talking to other coaches. Some have decided to leave, which I really regret, but that's their choice and their decision, and they have to do what's best for them. But me, at this particular time, I'm staying with Fun Stamper's Journey, although they will probably have to earn back my loyalty because I'm a little on edge. But I'm a coach. I can quit anytime I want. And it's not like I'm making a livelihood from Fun Stamper's Journey. So I'm going to hang in there and just see what happens, see if anything changes, and if it does, if it's for the better or not. And if not, then I will probably leave. Richard is not the reason I joined Fun Stamper's Journey. Matter of fact, I didn't even know Richard when I joined Fun Stamper's Journey. I had met my coach, my upline coach, at a craft stamp show it's been a year ago. It'll be a year ago in later this month, in October rather, late in October. And she told me about the company. She showed me the products, which I absolutely loved. There was a special going on. I was able to get the Amaze machine, plus an awesome starter kit for $99. The monthly minimum not monthly, the quarterly minimum is only $150, which is unheard of in the craft industry. It's usually much higher than that. And I thought, well, why not? If all I've got to do is spend $150 within 3 months, I could do that, because I spent more than that in the craft stores, going from between Michael's and Joann's and Hobby Lobby and AC Moore and Tuesday Morning. I was spending that much money. So I thought, okay, if nothing else, I'll save money, because anything I order, I will be not only ordering it at my discount, but then I also make commission, get a sales bonus every month. So it's worked out well. And it wasn't until I started looking at different coaches I go on YouTube and just search Fun Stamper's Journey, and that's how I found Richard. And I was a little taken back at first, just because of his flamboyance. It sends out many mixed signals, and I didn't know exactly, but I thought, well, he's an artist. He's probably going to be flamboyant, one way or the other. But then when I met him and have talked to him myself and was able to ask him questions and have followed him on his spiritual journey, he's, like I say, a man of God. He's very active in his church and his family. They all attend church together. And, when he's not traveling, he's at church, and then he will do a scripture journaling type video in the afternoon on Sunday afternoons. So, he's not the reason I joined, so I don't want him to be the reason I leave. What could be the reason I would leave would be how the company treats the coaches, because Richard loves his coaches. And I just feel like if that changes to where we're not the focus anymore, that's when I will probably leave. I went through this in my career when I worked. I worked for a very large company, and the company was family owned for a long time. It became a public company, but the family still ran the company. But then the youngest brother of the ones that created, or the father actually started the company, and then there were 3 or 4 brothers. When the last brother had to retire for health reasons, there was no one to come after them. There were no male heirs. There was just no one. So they hired an outside CEO. And when they hired the outside CEO, everything in my company changed. And everything moved from employee satisfaction to stockholder satisfaction. And I understand that that's where their bread and butter comes from. But when it took the emphasis off of the employees, it really changed the way the company was run. It was the insurance. I was a single mother with 3 children, and I never paid a penny for insurance for myself or my 3 children. It was all company paid. And you just don't see things like that. And the family, I don't want to mention the name, I probably mentioned it in prior videos, but the family that ran the company before, the original family, felt that if they treated their employees right, that the employees would treat them right. And they were correct. We were terribly loyal to that company. And so it was kind of heartbreaking then when all of a sudden I wasn't important anymore. And my job was important, but if I didn't do my job, they'd get someone else to do it. That's kind of the attitude. And it really was bad. So if I see any changes in Fun Stamper's journey that lead me in that direction, I don't need to go through it twice. So I'll just leave. But right now, hang in there with me. I'm accepting things now. Like I said, I've been praying about it all week, and I lost a couple nights sleep because it was on my mind, but I'm okay. I'm doing well. And I'm still sticking with Fun Stamper's journey. And while I'm on the subject, I know most of you are polymer clay people, but while I'm on the subject, I do have to tell you that there is the most awesome recruiting promotion for next month. And if you've ever thought about doing paper journaling, even if you just do it as a hobby, that's another thing I like about Fun Stamper's journey is they don't have a problem having hobby coaches. And, they have the same requirements. They have to spend $150, but they can get into the company with what they call a designer starter kit for $49.95. And they're not being pushed to be, to have parties or anything. They are accepted as a hobby coach. And for that level right now, the hobby coach level, anyone that wants to join the company just to get the discount and to be able to have access to these awesome products, because I have to say they're the best products I have ever used. And you can get the designer starter kit for only $25. And that is during October and November. So this will probably never, ever happen again. And there's an additional incentive on top of it. Not only if you join for $25, they have what they call a fast start program. So if you get usually within 45 days, if you enter a $150 order, which is your quarterly minimum, they will give you an extra 10% off of that order. Well, they've even sweetened that pot, although they've changed the time frame. But within 21 days of joining Fun Stamper's Journey with the $25 starter kit, if you get your $150 order in 21 days, then you're eligible to buy our awesome platinum die cutting machine for $50. That is a $250 machine that they will let you have for $50. I don't even have the platinum. I'm hoping they're going to announce a coach incentive on Tuesday, and I'm hoping that it's going to give us some goal to meet so that we can get the platinum for $50 also. I won't know till Tuesday, but I've only been in the company a year, but even from hearing from other coaches, nothing like this has ever been offered before. And I have to tell you, this was put in place before Richard left. This is not a last-minute decision. that was to keep people from leaving or to stop us from doing, building our teams. This is something that had to have been planned and built into our website a long time ago. So not a long time ago, but at least within the last couple of months. So don't think they're doing this because they're trying to keep us from leaving. That is not it at all. This, like I say, it takes a while to plan something like this, but I think that's awesome. So, like I say, if you've ever thought about joining a company to get a discount, and do your card making or scrapbooking or mixed media, we've got lots of mixed media. October and November would be the time to do it. You can contact me, send me an email. Now, my email for my paper goods, my paper craft, is thinkstamping@gmail.com. That's think, THINK, stamping, all one word, @gmail.com. And just let me know that you would be interested in getting more details, and I'll be glad to get the details to you. There's no obligation. If you contact me, I'm not going to be bugging you except to ask, have you made a decision? So anyway, all that behind me, I had a real scare this morning. I have been working on a polymer clay video all week. I haven't been able to leave the house because I've had a lot of work being done here. I had a new heat pump installed, and yes, a new heat pump. And that's a long story, but the company did offer free financing for 2 years. After 2 years, the interest rate goes way up it's huge, and it's going to be on the entire 2-year, the entire amount. So if I don't get it paid off in 2 years, then I will switch it to something else, a credit card or something, because I can't pay, I think it's 26.6% interest. That's ridiculous. But I had that done, so that was a day and a half, because I had one day that, it's been a long week. I had a scheduled service call on my boiler. I have an oil boiler for my heat, and it's the first one I've done since I've lived in this house for almost 5 years, and I was really scared to turn it on this year, only to find out that whoever had installed the electric hot water heater, which we're assuming was a plumber, disconnected the hot water heater from the oil boiler and left the pipes attached and didn't change the aquastat, which is sort of like a thermostat, but it's an aquastat that controls the temperature of the water. And it could have exploded at any minute. Being that way, a HVAC person would know that they would have to replace that aquastat with another one that is not going to be trying to heat outside water. So when the man came, that was one day he came. I didn't know when he was coming, so that was one day I couldn't leave home. And he told me he couldn't even clean my boiler or change the filter or anything because the aquastat was considered unsafe, and he could not touch an unsafe unit. So it's like, oh man, because I already knew I was going to be having to get a heat pump. So as it turned out, I had a service call Tuesday for the heat pump, and yesterday for the oil boiler, but it all worked out well. It was a great company that I work with. My oil company has really worked hard to keep my business, because I got another quote that was cheaper, and they went above and beyond to get me what I needed, where I needed to be financially. So I really appreciate that. But it's taken time. I've had the salesman out here. So I've been, other than Wednesday, when I had doctor's appointments, it was, it's just been a crazy week. Wednesday, I went and I had my mammogram, I had a bone density scan, and I got my flu shot. So I've been gone every day this week. So in between, I've been trying to do bits and pieces of a polymer clay video for you. And I don't know if you know much about doing videos, but when you film on a camera, with a video camera, which is what I use, it's broken up into segments. It'll record for a certain length of time, then it'll close that segment and start a second segment, and it'll do that on its own. Plus, I can always turn the camera off and on if I want to change something or whatever. So, in doing all that, I ended up when I was trying to save time, I ended up putting this, and I use these little mini discs, and I have two. And I took the one out of the camera that I had been using because I had made a couple of mistakes and I had to redo a couple of segments of the video. So I was running out of memory. So I changed the memory card in my camera. And I came and I downloaded all of that stuff onto my computer while I used the second card to finish my tutorial. Well, there was, like I said, I had all of these files. There were the ones that were mistakes that I got to try to get rid of and all this stuff. And I thought I had cleaned everything off of this. This is my extra memory card. And when I was finalizing my tutorial this morning, there was a whole section missing. And I'm going, oh no, don't tell me I've erased that. Well, evidently, I might have thought about erasing it and then didn't, because when I put the memory card in here, all of the old files are still there. So I'm going, okay. So Monday, you will have a tutorial. It just will take me a little while to get it fixed the way it needs to be. And I need to go out today. But it has just been a whirlwind week. And to be perfectly honest, I'm glad it's over, because next week it's just a normal week. Matter of fact, I don't think I have anything planned for next week, and I have everything on my phone. But just let me look. Other than my regular Monday at my church where I do the rec center desk, that's every Monday. So if you ever try to contact me, I won't be able to. Yep. I don't have anything for the next 2 weeks except my Mondays at the rec center. So, but Mondays I'm not here until about 3 in the afternoon, and because of the nature of what I'm doing, I don't have access to my phone while I'm there. So, from about 8:30 until 3 o'clock on Mondays, I'm incommunicado. But I usually check everything when I get home, and just to see what's going on. But I will have your video up on Monday, and hopefully you'll like it. It was a fun thing to do, fun video. So I do hope you like it. It's a little bit different from things that I've done before, but it's something I have done in the past, but I haven't done it in a long time, so I was having to kind of relearn as I was doing it. So please excuse the fumbling that I might have done during it. It ended up being a great tutorial, but I don't want to tell you anymore. I just want to entice you to come back on Monday. And I do hope that you will come back on Mondays. And I've gotten to my 100 subscribers on my other channel, my Fun Stamper's Journey channel. But I need, what is it called? When people watch the videos, I need people to actually go into my videos and look at them. And I need 10,000, and I'm only at like 450. So if you have some time and you want to look at my Fun Stamper's Journey videos or my card making videos, because a few of them are not Fun Stamper's Journey, but my card making videos, or I do have one on there where I've created a little box, a little out of cardstock, and it's awesome. I've made several of them since I made that video. I just love that box. It's very simple, but I've got a tutorial on how to do that. So please visit my other channel. You will see it up in where I'm backwards, up in this corner. of my video, of this video, at the end, you'll see a picture of me. And that's the one you need to click on, which will take you directly to my new channel. And if you would, watch a couple of those videos or turn them on while you're vacuuming if you don't want to watch them. But I need views. That's what it is. I need views. And like I said, I need 10,000 and I'm only at 450. So as many people that would view my videos as, can, I would really appreciate it. So I don't think I have anything else other than I've told you my life story today. I didn't mean to get so personal at the beginning about Fun Stamper's journey, but it really was on my heart. And you people are like my best friends, and I just like to share things with my best friends. So, some matter of fact, my sister and I were talking. We were going to the beach. When you're in the car with your sister for 6 hours, you have a lot to talk about. And we've never been lacking on things to talk about. But we were talking about the fact that neither one of us really have any close friends. I know people. I have friends at church. I have friends at the rec center. I have a couple of clay friends here. But they're not what I would call friends that if I needed something or if I needed some support or anything, it's nobody that I could go to and ask. And when we were talking about that, I told her, I said, but I've got over 5,200 friends. I've got people that are watching my YouTube channel that I've never met, but yet I feel like we're best friends. And I do feel that way. I love you guys, and you've all been so supportive. I think I mentioned this last week. Let me tell you again real quick. A lot of people want to know how they can help me or how they can support me. I've always had the Patreon donation site. I have a GoFundMe page. They're usually listed below in the description. Or you could just make a direct donation. I have a donate button from PayPal that's below where you can, if you have a PayPal account and have some extra money in there, that you can use that to donate to my craft. But there's also on Amazon there you can do a wish list. And I have made, and this is something that Day made from Kalyana Designs. She told me about that you can open up your wish list to the public and they can go in and purchase things that are on your wish list. So if you don't want to give me money, which is fine, I understand, but there's also some items I've got in my wish list, and some are polymer clay related, some are not, but things that I really would like to have in order to increase my efficiency in my business. So that's another option that I've added. So all of that will be below in the description. And I just hope that you understand. I'm not asking everyone to donate. I mean, that's not my purpose. I'm trying to, and right now I don't have to go to work, although now that I have this heat pump, I may have to. But I'm on a fixed income, being retired. I only have Social Security and a small pension. And I just I can pay my bills. That's no problem. I'm able to pay my bills. I just don't have anything extra. So when I have to buy clay, which I'm getting to a point where I need to buy clay, and when I get to those points, that's when it's nice to have this extra help. And, it keeps me from having to go out and getting a job. And if I had a job, I wouldn't be able to do my videos because I did that once before and it totally, when I wasn't working, I was resting because I was so tired. So I really don't want to do that again. At my age, I'm just not there. But anyway, if you're able, I appreciate it. If you're not able, that's fine. You don't even have to tell me that you would love to, but you can't because you're in the same situation I am. I understand that the majority of you are. And, so that's all that I wanted to say about that. And I thank the ones that are supporting me. You're a lifesaver at times. There are times when the end of the month comes and I really need those extra few dollars, and there they are. I keep them in a separate account so it doesn't get mixed up with my living money. But I know the money is there when I need it, and it's really helped me a lot. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. And I will see you again next Friday with more Friday Frolics. And stay tuned on Monday for another polymer clay video. So everyone, have a great weekend. Love you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.